Yo!
Yayo Talk Show!
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Molly.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Marco.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Katie.
Dreamin'!
Al's name didn't fit. They talk about the show this group of four friends been going for a million years, there's no end. Watching every arc and saga, no sleep. It's the king of anime, 1,000 episodes deep.
Yayo Talk Show!
Talking about One Piece.
It's the name of the podcast.
We're not on Vine. Yayo Talk Show. Talking about
One Piece.
What's up, wenches, privateers, and non-binary buccaneers? Welcome aboard the most chaotic One Piece podcast on the Grand Line-ternet. Let's introduce you to the crew. the now established first mate of the CrUno Pirates. It's the internet's gentleman, Mark B. Donica.
Yo! The
And
B
you
stands
know-
for Bonesman.
And you know the B stands for Bonesman.
I dabbed while I yo-ho-ho'd. I figured it was on brand.
Thank you.
You know what the B
We have
stands
the...
Dabble.
We'll never...
for. Yes.
We'll never know. The wild theorist, Caden Jensen.
Hi, I'm here. I'm on episode. Well, you'll find out in a minute, won't you?
Just pushing through the intro. We gotta get through it.
Weirdly threatening, but I'll take it. And the Laughborg, Al McClellan Jr.
It's me.
Very delayed, like you weren't sure it was you or not.
What do I say here? Oh yeah, I'm that guy.
Al, we're quiet after you say that, not before.
Oh right, I got it backwards.
Do the thing first, and then we'll go.
I remember now. It's been a minute.
And surprising no one, I'm the captain of the CrUno Pirates, Molly D. Sippy. And
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
surprised.
hosting this episode.
Predictable.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
I can't believe it. Here
Welcome
we are.
back.
Predictably, I'm hosting this one.
Nobody
I saw
this
it coming. I don't know about anybody else, though.
Nobody. Well, yeah, you would. You would.
You would.
Oh, typical Caden.
Sorry.
We got a fun episode for you guys. If you can't tell, we're a little punchy. We've been recording for most of the morning.
We've been wanting to hit Mark all day.
That's why I'm not hosting.
We're getting a little closer to our normal records, but we wanted to do a little fun, in between record. And today we're going to be talking about some of the One Piece shorts. I don't even know
They
what you
sell
want to call it.
shorts?
There's I guess they're OVAs.
dude. I mean, they probably
I'm not
do.
sure how you would
I
describe
would
these.
consider them short. They're shorts, yeah.
Your shorts. Yeah.
It's for a variety of different things. Like some of these are for the beginning of some of the movies. Some of these they just did for funsies to break up some of the. I can't remember what arc it is now, but like they threw out 5 episodes just for fun. And yeah, I don't know. I have like a weird amount of knowledge about very obscure One Piece things, and a lot of these shorts I've just had in my back pocket, but they're not something that Caden would necessarily know about, or maybe I've gone out of the way to like find. We've talked about, I mean, we'll get into it, but Django's Dance Carnival, we've talked about it briefly before because in one of our movie episodes, which you can go back and see, is the Clockwork Island Adventure. It was something they added in the beginning just for fun, kind of like the Pokemon movies where they have little shorts before the main event. But yeah, a lot of these, I think every single one of these lives in my brain rent free.
Really?
And I wanted to talk about these for so long, so I'm really excited for today. But as a general kind of vibe, opinion, what was everybody's take on these? It's about like a half an hour's worth of content. I don't know if some of you have seen these before or not, but like what was the vibe, you guys?
Before we talk about those, should we do the iTunes review?
You know what? No. Yes. I immediately
You can-
forgot. I was
you can-
fumbling.
No, you're doing great. I would say if anything, just get a clean intro into iTunes, like
Sure.
before we talk
Okay.
about it, blah blah blah.
Yeah. God damn it. It's right in front of me too, and I was like, I'm just ready. Let's go.
It's shorts time.
It's okay.
They're comfy and easy to wear.
Before we get into it, though, Mark, do we got any? That's how you did it. Do we have any reviews?
So cash.
Yes.
Do we have anything to talk about?
So, business before we get into the meat of the show. If you're listening
Always
to us
business
for the
before
first
pleasure.
time,
Business meet.
yeah, business meat. When Luffy goes into the office, his lunch is business meat.
Before pleasure. All right, moving on.
If you're listening to us for the first time, whatever podcast platform you're listening to, if you can leave a review, we'd really appreciate it if you did. So that's Spotify, iTunes. If you're in an iTunes store from not America, we can't see those. So if you do leave a review, screenshot it, send it to us on Twitter. We want to give you the right, like we want to shout you out. And today I want to shout out Carso26, who left us a 5-star review titled Amazing Energy. I read One Piece up until the end of Alabasta and then fell off for years. But after hearing about this podcast, I decided to give it a try for the sagas I had already seen. The CrUno Pirates had such great energy and such good chemistry that I went, well, I guess I need to watch the rest of One Piece so I can keep listening to this show. And I have been enjoying it so much. Thanks again to the CrUno Pirates for being so great. And thank you, Carson, for that wonderful, wonderful for that wonderful review. Carson is also one of our viewers on Twitch. So a regular. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My feelings.
This is very lovely.
You said that?
About us?
Why are you obsessed with us?
Thanks.
Thanks, Carson. That was very kind. And if you want us to read your review on the show, send us one. It's just that simple.
Please.
I mean,
Molly, back to you.
That's great. I'm gonna pass it to Caden in a second. But Caden, do you want to say what episodes you're on, just to keep everybody fresh?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what episode I'm on. I'm on episode 644. I'm in the middle of Dressrosa, which everybody has said, but don't worry about it. We've got stuff to talk about Dressrosa later, so we'll find out what's happening there.
You did
after
say
we do
that.
This.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, great. Now that that's done, what's the vibe? Tell me. I want to know.
Oh, what we thought about the shorts?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I mean, I figured we would just use the front part of what I said and cut that here.
Well, we are now. So I like these shorts. I kind of think that the show is missing a little bit, even though like these weren't regular. I feel like the show could do a lot with having some sort of extra character bit at the end, especially since these don't involve newer members of the crew like Frankie and Brooke. So I really wish that there was some sort of thing that they would do like this again. I some of these I enjoyed a lot more than others, but they're not necessarily. I don't dislike anything.
Sure.
One of the.
Can I mention something about one of these real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
So for the longest time, and I knew it was One Piece, I was just like, what the hell is that? Is this a commercial or something? Seeing like GIF/GIF, whatever the hell you want to pronounce it as, of one particular one, which is Django's Dance Carnival. I saw it so much for years, and I'm just like, is this like? I asked myself, is this what One Piece is? Is this like a commercial? Is this part of an episode? What is this? Is this the vibe of One Piece? And I can safely say, eons later, that now that I finally watched this and watched up to episode 644 of One Piece, yes. Yeah, pretty much. If you've seen Django's Dance Carnival, yeah, as silly and goofy as it is, that's kind of the vibe, fam. If you liked it, then give One Piece a shot. But like, it's such a jarring little like short. It's just like, what the hell is happening? It's like, it's so fast, but ultimately like perfect in length. And like, the choreography is great. The animation's incredible. The dances are fantastic. It's like, I love everything about that short so much. And it's like, it is ridiculous in every way. And it was just really wild to finally actually see the whole thing and have like context for what it is. It was so wild, but yeah, that lived in my brain rent free for a long time, and now I pay it rent because I still have to catch up on One Piece. So
Wow. Al, what
my
were you
One
gonna
Piece
say?
debt.
One of my favorite parts about just being like a part of the animation industry and being in productions with other things is like when the people that make the show get to do their own AU, like you get official AU art of like, well, this is what it would be like if the characters were doing this, and this is what it would be like if this happened instead when they were on this place. Like seeing the people that are making the show be fans of the show they're making is like, it's one of those things where like after watching a performance and everybody's bowing, it's just like, oh, I'm so fucking proud of them. Like it's just getting to see them have fun with the thing they're making outside of the official job of making the thing is great. Like each one of these things is like on its own amazing. You can kind of tell like which movies they might be attached to based on like what tech they're using in the short itself. Like I feel like the 3D stuff they were doing in the Django short was the same stuff they were using when you were going through the town before we went to the bar.
Yes,
in that one movie.
The race movie.
Yes. Death Race. That's not what it's called.
Yeah, underground bar, big hole.
Yes.
Big hole. That's it. Big hole.
But it's like I think my favorite one is where we have the I guess I'll wait till we go through it more, but when we do style departures from the original style of like just changing up character designs, but they're still very much recognizably their character. I definitely love it when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. We'll start with Django's Dance Carnival just because we've already kind of touched on it just now, but it was a animated short coupled with the Toei Animation's second movie, Clockwork Island Adventure. It mainly serves as a showcase for the song Ready by Folder 5, who had previously performed Believe for the anime's second opening. But man, like for just like we'll showcase a song, like it's really funny. Like, and the 3D models were like really on par with like the design of the early anime.
Also, like the 3D of this time is so specific that you can go, oh, this is early 2000s. Like,
yeah, it's very
such
obvious.
a wonderful like chunk of time of
kind
like
of a time
almost
capsule.
time capsule. I would even say kind of nostalgic with both with this one and in the Dream King of Soccer. Like the 3D sets were like, oh my god, where are we? What time frame is this taking place in? This is insane.
Yeah, it's just fun. They're like rewatch. I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times. Again, like it lives rent free in my head. But there are scenes rewatching it again where I was like, this could just be animated, and then they would turn their head in a certain way, and I'm like, no, it's got to be a 3D model because like, why would they want to? That's so many flips. Like, why would they? They wouldn't want to draw all those. But there were times where I'm like, I can't tell if this is 2D or 3D, and it's like good for you. I mean, for like early 2000s, like, and you're tricking me. Pretty impressive. I don't know, the no context plot of it though. I love that you think it's nighttime and it's actually in a glass encased ceiling.
That reveal. There's
Crazy.
no mention of it until it's already destroyed.
Like there was no rules for this assignment, and they had fun with it. It feels like the giant disco ball shattering.
And then the like, I guess it's like the credits gag of Django and Luffy still dancing on the disco ball as it's like floating out to sea.
Like, leave him behind. He'll find his own way home.
He's fine. He'll either keep dancing until he dies or he'll find his way back here. It doesn't matter.
I do gotta say, Kazuki Yao, who is the voice actor for Django, actually gets so much work out of these shorts we're going to talk about because he does the voice of Django, Mr. 2, and everybody's beloved Frankie.
Yeah, I mean, you know that
Ow!
the casting
Ow.
director and Oda, like everybody, just heard him talk and went, "Oh, we need to give him more." And then Mr. Two wasn't enough, and so they finally were like, "Okay, he has to be a crew member. He has to be a crew member."
You love when you have those moments in the booth and the director's just like, this person's just fun to work with. Let's give him
Also,
something
good
else.
voice.
Let's
Great,
give him
great
something else.
voice.
Let's give him something
Great.
else. And
He has a range.
it's one of those things that and it happens more often than you'd think. Both in Japanese media and in the American scene as well. It's one of those things that the more fun you are to work with, and the more like you kind of just like enjoy everything and make a session fun, the more people are just gonna be like, yeah, I just want to work with that person. And like seeing it's like Django come back and then like it's like, okay, well let's just keep this person in the show because we like them. It's like, oh, you know what, we have a perfect role for you. And later on it's like, you're Frankie, now you can't leave, now you're trapped with us.
Hee hee. Now you're here forever.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yeah. Ominous though.
It's such a
anybody
fun
else?
little short.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Django? We'll move on.
I
Okay,
love
great.
the
Okay.
well, okay.
No, all right. Shut up, Al.
Go.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just love that the Straw Hats introduction in the short is like Django runs past them and they're like, "Is that Django? Let's just pretend like we don't recognize him and maybe things will be fine."
Well, you know Luffy has negative object permanence, so it's like, who was that? It's like, we fought him already. That sounds
okay.
fake.
Huh, he seems like a cool dude. You see his sunglasses?
Oh,
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I like that they're like, well, oh, sounds like his problem or whatever. And it's like, just kidding. It's not your problem. Yeah, so that was Django's Dance Carnival. Let's move on to my favorite one, which is, I think it's like really hard to say that because these are all so good, but the Take Aim, the Pirate Baseball King.
I think it's pretty easy of all of these ones to call this the favorite.
I mean, I don't know. The Mugiwara theater stuff is really fun, but
Yeah.
like, there's something about Bonchan and Buggy announcing and doing the cadence and kind of voices of the
imitating
crew. Like,
every other character.
Oh,
you're the
yeah.
That
only
is-
voice actors on this. Was so fun.
That's something that I really liked about this, and it's kind of makes it one of my favorites in general.
Yeah.
Because you get to hear these two, like, you know that they had to practice and rehearse. It's like, okay, so these people, each character has their own unique sound and unique style and way of speaking, and they did their homework because they do their best to both stay in character but also match the energy and speech rhythm of the other characters that they're emulating in this announcement, and it's great.
And it also matches what old school play-by-play baseball commentary would be, of like trying to tell the story of what's happening on the field. And it made it easier because we knew all of the characters involved.
Yeah.
Pure fun.
It's my I was thinking about it while you guys were talking and I just started giggling, but I think that my favorite out of all of the voicing over is the part where Bonchan makes like a Robin effort noise of her struggling and it's like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that part consistently makes I forget it and like always laugh at that part when it happens again. It's always so startling.
It's like she's trying to catch the baseball. It's doing a line drive, so she summons a whole bunch of hands, and it strains her. So Bonchan going, yeah.
This short was
I think we need to make that a sound alert.
God.
Yeah.
God. That could be maybe for the Sim Squad stuff when we do dating sims.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
But this short, much like the last one, was a little featurette for the One Piece film, The Cursed Holy Sword, which we have decided as a crew that is not one of the winners. Maybe we'll go back to it one day, but it
Not a winner.
I have
not
not
a
put
winner.
money on this. I have not put money on this, but I'm likely to believe the crew.
I think it's the third or fourth movie. I actually own it on DVD. But yeah, this is a
Brag
little
about it.
featurette. But there's you're welcome. There is There is a moment rewatching last night, this morning for this that I mean, there's a million things I want to bring up that I like in this one, but there's a part I didn't catch because the original times I've seen this short was subtitleless, so I didn't have a lot of context. But rewatching it with the subtitles and hearing Buggy do the Toei,
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was so funny. Oh my
the
god.
boat they're on had like a splash was so
Just
like it's funny just to think that like Buggy has like a camera, like a video feed in front of him where he sees that on commercial
Toy.
and was like, quickly just add that in there.
just imitating the intro that you just saw at the beginning of the short.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is like a short where it feels like everybody knew the assignment, like they knew the characters, they knew how to like play up all of their personalities. And the one that's like jetting from my brain is like not just Zoro using 3 baseball bats, but he's also the catcher, and he has 3 mitts, so he has a
Yep.
baseball mitt in his mouth. It was so funny.
I think of all of the like I do want to see more of the like Straw Hat Theater because I think those are very entertaining. But of all of the ones that I would want to see an updated version of, I think this is the one where I'd want to see another baseball game because so
Yeah.
much in the world has changed. Like just adding hockey to everything would just like change.
That's a different sport, Mark.
You mother! I swear
Oh,
to
but
goodness.
hockey could be cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
hockey with hockey. The hockey no me.
That's
It's just a puck with legs.
As
But
a-
yeah,
as-
I think it would be fun if we revisited this and like in a more modern setting, bigger teams, a different team of villains, maybe like an all-star game sort of a thing where it's it's even more characters on each team. But yeah.
It's some fun facts about it is that there is a One Piece baseball game. I don't know what system, I forget what it's called.
Game
but they
Boy
actually,
Advance. It is
Thank you.
One Piece going baseball.
They
And-
use the uniforms from this short in the game.
And there was a password for the game on
Yeah.
the scoreboard during
God.
the game.
Yeah, only it's not
That's
in every
amazing.
shot. It's one shot, I think, that they have.
So
the
they never
up.
translated the game, but I have a ROM of it, and it came out like a week later. So they had this was both like, it'd be fun if they played baseball, but it was also, this is an ad for a game that is going to be out next week. We hope you like this concept because we spent a lot of money on it.
Purchase the game. Purchase
Buy
it
the
now.
game.
I mean, you
It's
can tell
also-
in the animation that the people that worked on this are like not only fans of just being goofy, but also fans of like shonen tournament art stuff, like any sort of baseball game. Like the amount of action frames and action lines and impact frames of like every ball hit. And
Oh,
catch.
it's wild. Like
It's over the top
it feels
everywhere.
like every time they do something small that breaks away from like what's actually happening in the show, they're just like, how about we flex a little bit? Like okay, so the Usopp nose thing is hilarious. But also like the tracking shot before it, where it's just like that running like
Yeah.
almost 3D camera, and then like it's just really hilarious. Like it's hilarious, it's well put together, and they keep everything in line with how each character would do things, but like they get to just play it really extra, and I think that that's fun because they don't have to worry about anything.
And they definitely lost the game. Like they did one run with no runners batted in. That was one inning of baseball, and they scored 1 point. I think they lost.
Also,
Well,
like
I think they
Buggy going
imply that
Gomu
it's-
Gomu was just like
Yeah.
even Dick was like Gomu Gomu. It's like, wait, why are you saying this?
I think they actually say it in the short though that it's the bottom of the ninth. So when Luffy gets a
Oh,
home
okay.
run, there's no points on the scoreboard.
So they play the entire
baseball's my
game,
favorite
no
sport.
score.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, right? Where they're on, it's like it's a neck breaking game basically, where it's like no one's gaining, no one's losing. But yeah, it's cool too because it's like in this short, Robin is in it. So this is after Alabasta. And we see like one of the in-between times that Buggy has different facial makeup.
Yeah, the
it's
green
one of
dots.
his early it's one of his early palettes, but he has the green dot makeup for this one. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
you're right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That is correct.
All right then.
Like, I mean, what else is there to say other
got
than
me
that
there.
Buggy glow up?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he looks like a green smiley face when his eyes are closed. Is that his plan?
Oh, his lipstick is green, huh? Didn't think about it.
Iconic.
Yeah. But this
Of
was
something. Not sure what. It is iconic.
Yeah, I think they really got the assignment with this one. Like the fact that Sanji like gets
Sucks?
a hit in, but yes, of course. But like he gets a hit in, but then like doesn't run because he's like too
Because he's
too distracted
useless.
by Nami. But it's just like even when they're doing well, they aren't doing enough. And like even Usopp, who like that would make sense that he'd be like really good at stealing bases just because he's like terrified and running. Like he couldn't get there, right? He couldn't get there in the end because of his nose. Like it's just fun. I liked it
And
a
Nami
lot.
being the coach was a fun thing too.
Yeah, hearing Bon-chan do her voice as well was great. I think Buggy did the Zoro, the Sanjiju.
Hello?
No, I'm not gonna. Any last thoughts on this one?
No, I'm good.
Gaden? No?
No, I'm good.
All right, then let's slip into the
I liked it.
great. Yeah, hands down, I think my favorite one. Next one we'll talk about is the Dream Soccer King. Which
Was there a soccer game that came out around the same time?
No, unfortunately.
You sound so mad.
I am, because like there's a Mega Man soccer game that rules, and I was like, oh, does this
You mean Mega Man Soccer for
Yeah.
the Super Nintendo?
for the Super Nintendo, and it rules, and I was like, oh, if they did it the baseball, what if there isn't?
No. I'm sorry.
Aw.
I'm sad.
F.
Well,
Yeah,
this
F's in
one-
the chat for a non-existent Super Nintendo game.
For our
Man.
non-existent chat during this podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
During
Yeah.
this pre-recorded podcast.
Yeah, like much like the last two, it was a little featurette for the third film, Chopper Kingdom of the Island of Strange Animals. It was also like a fun way to commemorate that Japan co-hosted the 2002 World Cup at the time. And also, this is I don't think Al or Caden knows this. Mark, you probably know this because you looked up stuff with me as well. Most notable for the guest starring series creator Ichiro Oda as the original character Odachi.
The
And he
only
also-
time-
Really?
Yes,
Yes.
he voiced the character.
Yes, he did.
The announcer, the weird soccer guy with like pigtails. Like
Yeah.
So he has his
Odachi.
own OC appear in this?
yeah, Odachi.
I guess he's a big football fan. Like, really?
Goal. He's the only one that doesn't score. He like gets the ball cut by Kobe. So funny. Yeah, this one's fun. I like that it's the Straw Hats versus various villains. Like all the villains could agree to be on a soccer team together.
And probably
And
the only
sort of-
time we'd see two Kazuki Yao characters on screen together.
Yeah. Poor Kobe. Well, I don't know why. It's a weird like pirates versus
See
the
the-
Marines, but also pirates versus pirates.
Yeah, is Kobe just the goalie and everyone
Kobe
else
is the punching
scoring?
bag in that whole situation.
Yeah, maybe it's just this thing where it's not a soccer game, but it's a like a shootout with
Yeah.
an impartial goalie. Maybe it's a short. Who
knows?
cares?
Yeah. Kobe's there for the comedy relief.
And Homepo is still useless.
'Cause
He's not even
my
there.
favorite gag of Kobe being terrified in this entire time is the Chopper. Like,
Yeah.
Kobe's like relieved because he sees Chopper, this tiny little reindeer, and then Chopper gets yoked and
The voice
kicks the
actor
ball
doing-
cannon sound.
The voice actor doing the like, as he changes was so good.
Iconic.
and then he kicks the ball so hard it pops.
It explodes.
Bucky's shot where he's like up in the air and his legs are on the ground and he misses and then like his body just slowly floats back down.
It's sad. His arms hanging down.
Aww.
It's like one of the first shots. It's so funny.
How does this help? Oh, it doesn't.
God.
He can run faster. Still doesn't make him good at the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This one was fun though. I like with all of these. I think it's a similar thought process that happens in a lot of the movies. That's very fun. It's either a island specifically dedicated to whatever's happening, like the nightclub island that was Django's Dance Carnival, where like literally they are encased in a dome and it is night. And these last two are specifically like sports arena ships. And that's such a fun idea.
What else is there? Where's the hockey island? Damn it!
The hockey island.
The hockey
It's gotta be out
island.
there. I bet
It's
that's
past the red
Drum
line.
Island. I bet that's Drum Island. Honestly, we just didn't see it. It's the other side of the island.
But Walpole ate it.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
He took everything from
What?
us. Yeah, I love that. I love that Oda drew himself into the short,
As a soccer
then-
weirdo.
and then also self-inserted him into the game where he just decides to stop announcing and take a shot, and then he
Gotta
jumps
go.
back up, sugoi, like he's
What a
at the
great
top of
shot.
and
The
like
only
Buggy
one
comes.
blocked.
Buggy grabs him, and in the background, there's beating the crap out of him. Is so funny.
I not to bring everybody to a place of fright, but hey, did anybody notice what the brand of the soccer ball was at the
I
end that
did.
Luffy sees?
It's the panda, isn't it?
It's Doskoi Panda.
Yeah,
one of
the
one of
other
final-
brand, the two brands in this entire world.
Ugh.
I was like, oh, they're gonna hate this if they remember it, so I should bring it up.
Well,
so
no,
that
you know
they
what?
hate
I
it.
didn't
Thanks, Mark.
remember it, and now you reminded me, and now I'm
And
mad.
now I hate it.
I don't think it was this short. I think it was the baseball short. But Panda Man is in the audience for one.
It
of
was the
these.
baseball one, yeah.
Yeah. They got slip him in all the time.
Oh yeah.
Slippery panda man.
I'm trying to think if there's any more. I do love that this is the arc between Chopper's Island and Alabasta, because Vivi is cheerleading with Nami.
Oh yeah, it
in
was
the-
good to see Vivi and Karu again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
miss
do
them.
want to say when the ball is going around the Grand Line that some of the islands that we see we have been to in One Piece, but I didn't have time to sit and try to figure out which one was what, but they looked very familiar.
Do we know how, we don't know exactly how wide around their planet is, right? We
No,
don't have
I
a
think
number.
No.
the idea is that the outsides of the line are the Sea King seas, so they might either be only marine patrolled or, they're
Well,
a little bit.
I mean, just measuring the feet of kicking a ball around the planet. How far did that ball go?
To
It's
know,
a
Al.
short.
I don't know, man. I don't
And
know.
there goes another question from the game show.
You gotta
Yay,
call up.
good. Get rid of them.
You gotta call up Oda and ask him. He was the announcer for that one. He probably
Yeah,
knows.
he would know.
Listen,
The-
soccer boy.
The scene actually, the scenes where the marine is like the do. Attention, I have an announcement to make, and everybody is looking. It's not even an animated scenes; they're just cuts to people like them staring at the announcer box.
That's where they saved the budget from all of the 3D.
Was so I don't know. There's something really funny about the flatness of them all patiently waiting. The hype of the entire stadium has died down to listen intently.
Well, it's also like a subway train announcement bell, that ding beforehand.
God, these are so good. I love these so much. Last
have
thoughts
one
for
more?
the last thoughts for the football, soccer football.
To me, this one is tied with the baseball one just because of the humor of making everybody ridiculous and look like making Buggy look like a loser is always great.
Oh, that's great.
And just showcasing how each of the Straw Hats would handle a sport is fun. And I just want more Straw Hat sports, I guess, is my thesis.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Okay, now we're going into the Mugiwara Theater, and I think I've mentioned this a couple times, like maybe not on the podcast, but to you guys. But Mugiwara Theater, it's more than just what we're about to talk about. It's a bunch of little like 3-page comics that Oda wrote just for funsies. At some point, and then at some point they animated 5 of them. So there are actually more we can talk about in a different episode if people want to hear about it. But I think there's like 12 in total, but we're going to talk about the 5 that got animated today. But basically what it is, it's basically like a One Piece omake, which is just like an additional little extra comic added to, I think the manga releases or Shonen Jump, but basically Oda's editor, the concept behind this whole idea is that Oda's editor would give him 3 blank pieces of paper and was just like, draw anything, and this is kind of like where that idea comes from, basically, is these like little ideas that he can't do anywhere else. But yeah, so I'm trying to think now. So the first one is
What do you want to start with?
We'll do the which is actually the first one that he ever did. Is the interview of what did the Straw Hats do before Sanji for food? I think it's Tsubaki is the reporter.
That weirdo. Even though Chibi, like, imagining him in like quote standard One Piece world proportions, is like, oh, this dude's a weirdo.
Yeah. Who's this weirdo?
Who's this freak?
The freak of the week. Yeah, I think the thought process behind this first one is that it was happening right when Sanji joined the crew, like canonically. God damn it.
That's 2.
Twice in a row. Yeah. Where like basically where he was writing One Piece there's a lot of the Bratier stuff. And so he was like, I don't know, this would be kind of funny, I guess. But yeah, it's funny to hear Luffy admit that he ate all of his food the very first day that he launched on Mill Island, which is context for when he's on Alvida's ship later, where he's like, oh man, thanks for the food, I was starving. And him having the confidence to be like, it sounds like you were hand to mouth there for a little bit. And he was like, that's okay. I had self-confidence. And it's like, I don't... well, at least he had that, I guess. Yeah. I'm like, that's one way to think about it, I guess. Yeah, and Nanji...
Just with Zoro, it's exactly the same. He's not much better.
Yeah.
The only difference is Zoro knows a thing about sailing.
My favorite part is when Nami...
Singular.
When Nami backhand compliments Usopp about, like, it's weird that he had so many spices.
Usopp is spicy, confirmed.
Yeah, like he just because he I thought.
And I like Nami made food for us, but we had to pay for it.
Yeah, you
That
owe
tracks.
me. You owe me. I don't know. There's not really much to say about this first one.
Yeah,
but...
I thought this one was kind of like it was fun, but it was one of the like. So why did we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully. It was cute,
yeah.
but as like as we move on through the rest of the theater ones, it's like, oh, okay, this has a purpose.
Like the first one definitely felt like an experiment.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think
will
the first one
this work? Did they liked it? It looks like they liked it. Let's do some other ones.
Well, it just feels very obvious that Oda was not prepared for his editor to be like, just draw real quick, just draw 3 pages really quick, and he was like, okay, and like kind of was like, he probably thought of more ideas after he did this one of like, I should have done that, and then we got more from there. But yeah, it's like a little warm up with this first one. The second one's pretty cute. The Chopper Man.
Yes.
Yeah, Chopper Man's really cute.
That might be my
wanna
favorite one.
I want to say that there is a part 2 Chopper Man where we really get to see Zoro and Robin and Sanji a little
There
bit
are
more.
2 full-length episodes of Chopper Man.
Yeah,
Oh my
there we
God.
go.
I remember one specifically because it was wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
that one I did see. That one I did see because that was included in the in the
Filler?
in one of the filler things. I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah, it was like right in the middle of one of
Ropa.
the things.
Yeah, I was just
I
like,
love-
what the hell?
I love Luffy's design. He just for no real reason has a sombrero and like his arms
Maracas.
look like yeah, it's a good
Accordion arms.
yeah. I also
So
love
much-
that Usopp has his own like goons. They like
Yeah.
specifically designed people for Usopp.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
My favorite part of this short is the just throwaway gag of like one with the Luffy mech, and this is what the other crew members are like as mechs, but that has nothing to do with what happened. So Luffy wins. It's like-
Yeah. Yeah, they're just like giving context for who was flying away and then like a one sentence thing about their personality. Like that Robin
Yep.
specifically always gets defeated by Chopper Man and she's okay with that.
His
It's like-
cute power is especially powerful.
Yeah, it's like I love all their designs too. It's so weird. Where like Zoro is onigiri headpiece, but he's wearing like a sumo, like like a speedo, like a sumo bottom piece. I guess I don't know what you would call it, but weird chest. I don't know, but and then like Robin is what flower is that? Is that the corpse flower?
I
It's
think
like
so,
almost
yeah.
like it's almost like the dinosaur design from Jurassic Park. And I already forgot what Sanji was, and I don't care.
The
I just know that
perverted monster Sanjilops.
Yeah.
he had three cigarettes, and I was like, oh, he's worse than normal.
I like anytime we are out of like
He only
canon.
has naughty thoughts.
He only has naughty thoughts. Anytime people describe Sanji in like these quote non-canon things, it's all very accurate.
Filthy,
And it's like,
filthy
haha,
man.
it's a joke. But we're watching like, no, that's correct.
That's
Yeah.
you. Yes,
Yes.
you have described Sanji.
You're trying to make a trope out of it, but it's just filth.
Filthy.
Yeah, it was. I loved how casual Chopper and Luffy became friends, and then Nami sold him in the end.
Everything tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's
I
what
love-
we learn here.
I love Usopp's design too. He's a perfect villain.
Usato Bada. So I looked it
Yeah.
up. There is this short, and then there is the full Chopper Man episode that ends in the wrestling match. That
Yes.
we could probably
Oh.
talk about later.
That's awesome. I'll have to rewatch that. Final thoughts on Chopper Man?
More.
Love it.
Chopper Man's cute.
More.
Perfect.
A plus plus.
Let's go to the Obahan episode where, just so everybody at home knows, Obahan is a term for a middle-aged woman who tends to be rude or impudent.
This
So, like,
is
Karens.
this is my favorite Straw Hat Theater episode. This was so funny. There were no misses. Everything was dead on. Everybody has literally the same afro. We even got an Akira slide from Usopp. There is so much. There's so much in this little short that I know these people.
Before we get into it, I just want to add that this short specifically, all of the voice actors have admitted that this was their most embarrassing role, like on One Piece, is doing these voices. Yeah, that was a little trivia.
No, that's definitely like. Listen, it makes sense. Like, kind of like going through it is like it's really funny. It's really funny. But like knowing what goes into this stuff behind, behind the microphone, so to speak, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's like after the fact, everybody's just like tee hee ha ha, and you in the booth are just like, oh fuck, I hope this comes together. I hope this sounds good. I hope it's okay, because if it doesn't, this is gonna be really embarrassing. And it's just like,
sometimes you can't tell if they're laughing at or with you.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
I loved, I can hear it right now in my head. I love Luffy's voice actresses. version of Obahan as Luffy.
Only
It's
meat
a lot of
dishes.
repeating. It's a lot of repeating the same thing, and the crunch of the rice cracker was good. But Usopp to a T is perfect for this role. Who has all the gossip? Who sits down and like makes tea to like tell Luffy the gossip is so funny.
I liked of all of the other characters to be featured in this, we have Tashigi
Tashigi,
as just an innocent
a
shop
clerk.
shop clerk, just at the free sample thing is like, please, you're not supposed to bring your own bowl of rice to eat all of the free samples. Like, Luffy does it, yeah, well, he gets me in trouble too, please.
Yeah, it's like,
Go
it
back
doesn't
and
mean
get
it's
your
okay.
sweetest ham.
Just because he does it doesn't mean it's allowed.
Please, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm glad that Sanji's part was super short-lived.
Absolutely.
Immediately knocked out. But
Unfortunately,
I think-
Sanji is still around and not short-lived.
I
Hey.
love Robin.
Thank you.
He is
I love
smoking,
Robins.
so cross your fingers.
Oh, God.
I love
Wow.
Robin's though, where they come over and they're like, "Hide us," and she's like, "I'm glad you're here. You keep fucking up this thing, and I'm gonna keep repeating it until you get it right."
You were supposed to help us.
Yeah,
It's the
we're
fact
casually
that-
in the background while Nami's like yelling at them all too, and Nami's like a landlord or something.
Nami
Yeah.
is the manager of the grocery store and all of their landlord. They all pay rent to her.
Absolutely.
God. Yeah, this one just had fun energy. I liked it overall.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The fact that they're all embarrassed by it just is so funny to me.
Makes it even better.
Yeah.
She's going to show up at each of their place of work and ask their manager for their rent. Don't do that.
Don't do that. We can't live our lives fulfilling. Good. Huh? And
Good.
ends the short. Yeah.
Good.
Them being shocked by that was so great. Then perish. God. Any more thoughts on this one?
More.
Also
Great.
more. It was
More.
really funny to revisit this later.
Because like, wouldn't Frankie as an Obahan just be
Yes.
like a combination of Django and Mr. Two? I just want to hear what he would do for it.
Yeah.
And also, Brooke would just have a bigger afro.
Yeah.
Yes. I do want to say I think it was a previous, if not future, SBS question, so I won't get into the details. But there are other Mugiwara theater comics that explore a little bit more of like, say, like a home life, whose everybody's role would be in a household, and I think we get a little bit of this energy for a couple characters, and it's very funny. But yeah, I would love to see like the whole crew. They really, and I think. Probably what it is that Oda is very busy now. He's always been very busy. I don't think he has time to do 3 little comics now as much as he did back then. I think
Apparently he doesn't have time to eat much either.
No.
Yeah.
From what I
mean,
heard,
none of them
heard
do.
very recently.
But yeah, I think the last one of these was done in like 2012, so it's been a minute. I mean, 10 years specifically this year. But yeah, I would love to see like time skip little featurettes like this. Last thoughts on this one.
None?
Great.
Good.
All right. Next one is the Mafia No Honor Time, where Luffy is just straight up crocodile.
I was gonna say, like, the one note that I had on this one was everyone looks like Crocodile, and I hate it.
If ever there were like evidence for the Croco Mom theory, it's
Boo!
Immediately forgot. That's great, Al. Incredible. Some fun facts about this one really quick. The title and some of the contents for this omake are direct parody reference to Kinjin Fukashiku's famous series Yakuza films, Jingi Naki Tata Kai, also known as Battles Without Honor or Humility, or collectively as the Yakuza Papers. In addition, the names of the opposing families seem to have been inspired by mafia families in Mario Puzo's novel The Godfather, such as God, I should have passed this to the Italian on the podcast.
No, too late now. Too late now.
go on, Molly.
Such as
Go ahead, Molly.
chlorinone, chlorinone, which is luthionone. Yeah, if anybody, it's been a minute since I've seen The Godfather, also, but
Oh.
Centino, which is like Sangino, and oh god, Clericuzo and Zorosio, which is also looks like Smoker with green hair. Can I get
To partial credit, I think
God.
Caden's going to take away your Caden point.
Oh my god! Can I get
like
the real pronunciations, please?
we
no,
don't have to.
you gotta
We don't have
figure
to
it
worry
out
about
now.
that. We don't have to worry
Well,
about that.
great.
My favorite name was Cipollini.
Capolini.
Something that's a fun little connecting thing that I found out was one of the actors in Battles Without Honor and Humanity, Kunie Tanaka, is the visual inspiration for Admiral Kizaru.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kizaru.
Either or, whatever.
I'll correct that one because that one's
I'll
relevant
Romanize it.
to the-
I'll Romanize it.
How dare you?
Hee hee.
If
one
Romanizing
was-
it, does that mean it's Latin or Italian?
It means it's improper.
It means you're wrong, basically. No, this one is so weird because the very first shot of this short is a bunch of the what are they called? The Easter Island heads, like just chilling out, and then they slide into a mafia meeting. And it's I don't know. I like to see everybody's team ups too, where like Zoro happened to have both the girls, and Sanji
Of course he
had
did. Because Zoro is much more put together than the rest of them, honestly.
and Luffy had Usopp. But I love that Zoro was like, take him out, Robin. And Robin's like, I don't want to do that. And he was like, what? And it's like betrayal. But then because Zoro is such a, I don't know, man's man or whatever, he also took out Robin. And Nami KOing herself on the amount of money Sanji had was pretty funny.
Died from happiness.
Yeah. And the very real realization at the end where it's like, I got everything I wanted. Oh no, meat doesn't taste as good without my friends.
Aw. Like, I
Like
think
the-
that's the only thing that retains it as a One Piece thing is my friends.
Yeah. And the like, I wish it was a dream. Like, wake me up. I wish it was a dream. It was a dream?
Easter Island head.
Who are you guys?
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Silly.
Yeah, I love them all. I love them all at the table. And they're just like, in true Luffy and Zoro fashion, just pointing out things about the other person and being like, you're obviously a little bitch because you don't gel your hair back all the way. It's like, you can't be the top dad around here.
Top
You can't do that.
dad. Top dad.
Sorry.
Molly.
Godfather. What?
Oh.
What do you want? You knew this was gonna
Top-
happen.
Dad.
Clipped it.
Yeah, did somebody in chat clip that?
Done. Got it. We got it. Shut
Probably
up. Shush. Shut up. Any more thoughts aside from the top dad on this one? Great. Last one.
Dad.
God damn. You've heard of Top Gun. Now get ready for it.
What?
All right, this is the last one. Monster time.
Goose. Sorry.
Yeah, which one of them's a goose? This was another one that was like, to me, similar to Report Time, was like, oh, this is fun. It had a little bit more of a direction, like Chopper Man. I would equate this mostly to Chopper Man, and this would be something I'd want to see a little bit more of. I thought all of the monster casting was pretty on point.
This one was my
Yes.
favorite. This one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprising
Why is that?
nobody.
The only
Why-
non-spoilery fun fact I have for this one is that people are theorizing that it's a little sneaky on the nose with Luffy's portrayal of a dragon, which is probably like an in-joke because of his father's identity. And just as like context to the joke, so it's like the first revealed and chapter published around 5 months after that extra comic had come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like
That's
the bit
pretty
about
cool.
him as a dragon be pretty silly. I have another fun fact about it, but Caden's not there yet, so I'll give it to Al and Mark
Wait,
later.
what?
There's a fun little.
Well, I also like how, like Robin being a Gorgon is like crossover of the century.
Her
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. Like Robin is a
GRG Gorg.
Gorg. Robin
Gorg.
as a Gorgon. We should put Gorg up. We should make Gorg. We should put Gorg on something and have it. But I think that character design, like all of the character design here was like pretty apropos. And again, Sanji's Zappa was pretty funny, but it also like makes sense for him.
Zoromilk. That's all I have to say. That's the only thing.
Oh
That's
my God, I
like
forgot.
aside from the whole Robin thing, which was perfect, and this
God.
whole thing being really cute, and everything about it being just like it's really fast, it's punchy, and it gets in and out before like it overstays its welcome. But Zoromilk will haunt my nightmare.
I almost did a
forgot.
spit take from reading this.
This short is everybody pointing at everybody else and saying, "Look at this freak!"
And then at the end, Robin's just like, you're all freaks. And they're
Yeah.
just like,
What?
oh, but also we wanted to do something nice for you. And then she's like, and then everybody, that's it.
Then Cyclops
See-
is them.
The end.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yeah, like anytime Scott loses his glasses.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
I really love.
Except people
Yes.
like Robin.
There it is. Okay.
There you go.
I really like the like I don't know if I want to call it like color design for this episode, but it's like really fun and like whimsical. Like it reminds me of the Namek arc on Dragon Ball Z where the sky is green, the grass is blue, where like I think the sky in this one is either like pink or orange, and then the ocean is the vice versa of that, so it's either pink or orange. And it's just like it's like very obviously a fantasy realm, and I thought that was really cool.
I did get some like Toriyama vibes from the Luffy Dragon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On the Chopper Kraken was so cute.
Chopper
Yes.
Kraken was funny.
Yeah. I like when he's like,
Gigantic.
"No, I got bamboozled by the sweet bait again."
Just a bar of chocolate on the end of a fishing pole.
Yeah.
Luffy's like, works for me. It should work for everybody else.
Yeah. Well, if you notice, next to Luffy he has his own like picnic basket that's full of meat for himself.
Picnic basket.
A
That's so
picnic
on
basket.
brand. It's so on brand for you.
God, I know I just rewatched this one this morning, but I will never financially or physically recover from Zoromilk. I
Zoromilk?
forgot.
Zoromilk? Yeah.
It's so they do it so quickly, like they're like we're not going to talk about it. Like we're just going to do this thing and we're going to ignore
Here,
it. And I'm
Zoromilk.
like-
All right, moving on.
And I just like I'd immediately forgot about it because I glossed over it so quickly, and I'm just like, oh,
I
no, the
didn't.
trauma's
Haunts my
still
nightmares.
there. Yeah, the
Because,
trauma's
like-
there, man.
But I'm also like thinking of it from a naming convention standpoint. Making Zoro work with like a cow pun or a minotaur pun or something like that. It's like, okay, we could do Zorotar or something like that. But then I imagine somebody in the writer's room went, Zoromilk. And they went, absolutely not. Let's put it in.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And
that's
here
what
it
we
is.
We're doing it. Yeah, these shorts were really fun.
God.
It was a nice trip to kind of just like reacclimate into One Piece, honestly, after
Yeah.
the long break.
I just need to be very clear here that
Go on.
Yes, Molly?
sorry, my brain is hurting because it's just like
This
a
is Zoromilk?
female cow. A female cow is the one that has udders, but they felt
Uh-huh.
the need. It would just be a bull, basically, if it's just Zoro. But it's like they specifically wrote Zoromilk as his
They could have done,
minotaur
like-
name.
Zorotoro.
Zoromilk, yeah.
Zorotoro.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah, but Zoromilk is
3
funnier.
entendre.
Exactly.
And also
Exactly.
more traumatic
It is exactly
with this introduction.
the
It's
scales
like, hi,
of justice is
Zoromilk. And everybody's
balanced.
like, nope, moving along.
The scales of justice are balanced, but it's like at what cost?
Honey, what's wrong? You haven't touched your Zoro milk.
Obvious reasons.
I hate it.
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm fine. Thank you. If you go to the One Piece Cafe in Japan, they have Zoromilk.
No.
I'm Zoro.
I'm
toast
gonna.
intolerant.
All right, and hey, you know what? Wow, we're out of time. Can
Oh
you
my
believe
God.
that?
That's my time, everybody. Gotta go.
Well,
Well, I gotta go.
Anyway, they're all turned to stone.
since
And so are we.
luckily a lot of these shorts haven't been like officially released, so fans have put them on YouTube for you guys to watch at home. So if you're interested, you guys should definitely check them out. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain.
You got
hurts at the
totally.
idea.
Do you want me to pick it up for the end?
I can do it. It's just the idea that you can get Zoromilk at a cafe.
I was kidding. I was a joke. It was a
Why would you
joke.
say you're gonna get brigged next time we play Sea of Thieves for that comment alone?
That's fine. I'll accept
Don't
it.
worry, none of us will remember.
But yeah,
Unless Twitter reminds us, and in case Twitter wants to remind
They
us, then
will.
please, you can find us on Twitter.
wait, I gotta do that. No, I will do the outro. Thank you very much.
So should we all put ourselves over? Talk about our
Wait.
social medias?
All right, fine. Mark, give us your social medias, please.
You can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Mark B. Donica. I'll keep it short and
Caden.
sweet.
What do you
You
got?
can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Tumblr. That's Caden Jensen, KDINJENZEN. And you can also find me on TikTok. It's REAL, Caden Jensen, because somebody took my name there. But again, follow me on Twitch. I'm a VTuber. I stream games and stuff. Marco.
No, Mark.
Oh, wait, I'll
did
go.
it.
I forgot.
No.
It happened
And
again.
the other one. Also,
The good-
Al,
the-
you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Al McClelland Jr. That's ALMCCLELLAND JR. Good luck.
Good luck.
I personally apologize for this episode. I didn't think we're going to get to this point. I don't regret it necessarily, but I don't know. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Teehee, haha, Teehee, HFLOD, and you can find me on Tumblr at Molly Flood, Molly K Flood, depending on what you're looking for. And we have a Yayo Talk Show Tumblr, so come over there. And you know what? Going along with how most arcs and sagas have ended, now that you've
Clean.
listened
So clean.
to this episode, you've joined our crew. With that comes the responsibility of telling your friends, leaving a comment, following us on Twitter and Twitch at Yayo Talk Show, and letting Caden watch the show in one piece. So come aboard, and we'll see you next time on Yayo Talk Show.
Talking about
One Piece.